Welcome to Mexico!
Scale mountains where civilizations as old as Egypt carved cities and built temples that still watch over the incredible Mexican landscape. From high deserts to vibrant cities to coastlines that stretch on forever, Mexico is a world all its own. Eat your way through this country and you'll quickly see it's far more than tacos and tequila. It's thousands of years of tradition and technique packed into every bite. Learn to live like the Mexicans, celebrate life with color, and laugh in the face of death. Mexico doesn't just have something to teach us, it has 1,000 things, and if we're open, we might just hear them.
That is so cool.
Incredible.
We're the Dreamed Journey family. Join us as we explore the best of Mexico.
Reese, where are we going? Mexico.
We begin our journey in the heart of Mexico, Puebla, a city bursting with color, culture, and colonial charm.
We're here.
We did it, yay!
A city's first impression is made by a walk through the streets, and Puebla, it gave us one of the best. Tiled walls, leafy canopies, wide plazas or zócalos where people gather just because. We start at Calle de los Sapos, lined with cheerful homes colored all the brightest colors found in a crayon box and artisan stalls. Nestled just a short walk from the historic center, it glows with old-world charm. Not being able to hold our excitement to explore, we took off running. And well, we fell for Puebla.
Are you okay?
Nothing a snack can't fix.
Yeah, look at that. What color is your favorite? You like that one? Oh, I like those.
It was starting to feel like a perfect Reese day, and then we saw something we knew she couldn't resist. A fountain just asking to be played in, clothes and all. Puebla was founded in 1531 by Spanish settlers, and its grid layout, wide plazas, and Baroque churches reflect its role as a key stop between Veracruz and Mexico City.
Puebla.
Ah, nice buy, Bailey.
Adjacent to the Parian market is the lovely Barrio del Artista, or Artist Quarter, where artists paint, seemingly inspired by their surroundings. We couldn't help but purchase a piece we will cherish forever.
It's lunchtime, and Moral de los Poblanos offers a great introduction to traditional Poblano dishes, set in a gorgeous courtyard framed by a mural depicting everyday life. Mole Poblano, dark as night, spiced and rich. This is my first taste, but it definitely won't be my last. Oh my gosh, that is so good. It's so rich and sweet. Oh man. Holy cow. It's impossible to describe that flavor. It's so complex. By sunset, we're in the Zócalo, the heart of Puebla. We spend hours walking around and people watching, eventually joining the crowd as we stroll through the town. For dinner, it's tacos árabes, Puebla's twist on shawarma. Marinated pork, spit roasted, tucked into a warm pita-like tortilla. What'd you think, Bailey?
It is so good. It has just the right amount of tenderness and flavor that are distinct and it's just good. All mixed in a good tortilla that doesn't fall apart when you eat it. Can't ask for anything more.
We finished the day with ice cream and sticky hands. Not a bad first day here in Puebla.
The Museo Amparo walks you through centuries. Long before the Spanish arrived, this land was home to the Olmec, Zapotec, Mixtec, and Nahua peoples. Their art and tools tell of civilizations rich in astronomy, religion, and trade. Its courtyard is open and calm, a place for Reese to run wild. And upstairs, we stood on a rooftop and took in Puebla's historic core, domes, spires, and volcanoes all looming in the distance. Just gorgeous. At its center, the Cathedral of Puebla. Construction beginning in 1575, it took over 100 years to complete. Its towers, the tallest bell towers in Mexico, were once beacons for travelers crossing the valley, and the interior, especially the gilded gold altar, can impress anyone. For lunch, semitas, a Puebla original sandwich with crusty sesame roll stacked with ingredients like crispy milanesa, avocado, white cheese, chipotle, and papalo, a cousin of cilantro. But look how big that is.
Here's my semita.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, check that out.
Hands down, one of the best sandwiches I've had in my life.
You can't leave Puebla without trying its sweets. Tortitas, camotes, sugary confections that go straight to your heart.
Like tres leches.
Tres leches flavored.
It's really. Oh, she's back.
So Reese started right next to us. So we started asking for more and more bites of her little candies. And now she's
Scooted.
she's keeping her distance. Let's just put it that way. She's only doing that because I have her little cookie hostage. Here you go. Enjoy. Scoots away again. You show me your chocolate. I see your chocolate. Wow. Yummy.
We close the day on the Estrella de Puebla Ferris wheel.
Where are we going, Reese? Where are we going? Up high.
As we rise, the sun dips behind volcanoes. Orange pours across the sky. Reese is giddy, hands pressed to the glass the whole time. From the top, the sun drops behind the volcanoes in slow motion. It's our favorite thing when we can all experience something together for the first time and take on a childlike love for life. On the way home, we pick up a beloved Mexican snack, an elote.
Perfecto.
Would you drop that?
Are you gonna take a bite? Watch.
Watch.
Ah, this can only end poorly.
A short bus ride away and we're in Atlixco. Atlixco is known across Mexico as the City of Flowers. Color bursts from every windowsill, every market stall, and every hand-painted wall. On Saturdays, the market takes over the town. Vendors call out over fruit carts clattering over the cobblestones, and locals fill every bench in Plaza Corner. Reese makes a new friend, sharing cookies together on a church step. If that's not world peace, I don't know what is.
You see that turtle, Reese? Wow.
We decide on lunch at Lolita's, set in the beautiful colonial courtyard, and order enchiladas atlixqueños, filled with fresh cheese and enough spice to wake up this gringo.
Oh, that is good stuff. Not gonna lie, that green salsa comes with a little heat though. That'll wake you up. Alrighty. Left the girls down in the main square to venture off on my own for a bit and go check out the church at the top of the hill here in town. Hey, learned a few things here about Atlixco. One, it's sort of in a volcanic valley. The volcanic properties of the soil made it good for growing flowers, hence the beautiful streets.
From the top of the hill, you can see the valleys spread out wide, rimmed by volcanoes. The colonial church on top of the hill makes for a perfect spot for wary hikers to catch their breath before making their way back down. Back together, we take one last lap around the iconic flower-lined streets.
Now we make our way to Cholula, a city that draws visitors like us for its rich indigenous heritage, colorful streets, and the world's largest pyramid by volume, crowned dramatically by a colonial church. We sit just off the main square and enjoy a nice meal before taking our dessert over to the center of the action. A youth group begins a dance, girls in ribbon skirts, boys in straw hats. Reese just couldn't take her eyes off them. This place has deep roots, once home to one of the oldest cities in the Americas, a spiritual center long before the Spanish ever arrived. Inside the museo, we see how Cholula once stood as a sacred center for the pre-Hispanic world. From astronomy to engineering, the cultures of ancient Cholula created systems of knowledge that rivaled those of Old World empires. When the Spanish arrived, as part of their strategy to replace indigenous spirituality with Catholicism, they built a church on top of the largest temple. At the base, crumbled ruins hint at what once stood. The Great Pyramid of Cholula is as wide as 4 football fields, one of the largest by volume in the world. The pyramid itself, nowadays mostly hidden under grass, sprawls wider than the Great Pyramid of Giza.
I just can't believe how big that hill is. Isn't it just huge?
I could only imagine uncovering it all.
Holy cow.
The Great Pyramid was built in layers over centuries, dedicated to gods like Quetzalcoatl. At one corner, a reconstructed face invites visitors to climb. Reese takes off like a mountain goat, and we do our best to keep up. At the top, we took in the view and tried to imagine the weight of what lay beneath us. We can't believe how beautiful this structure is, and we marvel at the manpower it must have required.
Wow.
You are very trusting of your mama.
At the nearby market, we crane our necks upwards as men climb 30 meters high, falling backward with ropes wrapped around ankles, one of which plays a flute as they descend. Danza de los Voladores, or Dance of the Flyers.
That was cool. I don't know why I was so scared to climb down some stairs. They literally just hung by a rope upside down, like 50 feet in the air.
True that.
We climb the hill once again, this time to the Santuario de la Virgen de los Remedios, atop the ancient pyramid. The sun burns low, orange and yellow across the valley. The volcano dominates the horizon in the distance. It's one of those views that demands your attention. Just as we're making our way down the pyramid, rain hits. We huddle into a nearby restaurant and, of course, order more tacos árabes.
It's just meat. It's delicious.
I think Reese likes hers too.
We arrive in the highland valley of Oaxaca, unpack, and make ourselves right at home. Early the next morning, we head for nearby Monte Alban.
So we were the first ones in today, and we literally have the whole place to ourselves, and I gotta admit, there's just no better feeling.
Around 500 BC, the native Zapotec sliced off a mountaintop to construct plazas, temples, and ball courts. For nearly 1,000 years, the city ruled over the surrounding valleys, its priests timing festivals by the sun and stars.
Hello, friend. You gonna join us on our tour?
I like that little doggy. He can stay. We'll call him Zappo. For all the Zapotecs.
We're both just blown away right now. I don't think either of us realized how big this place is.
At its peak, the city of Monte Alban had an estimated population of around 30,000, with the elite occupying the hilltop center and the rest living on terraces carved into the surrounding hillsides. During this time, the Zapotecs ruled over a civilization of nearly 1 million people.
Oh, very cool.
Carvings of naked, contorted human figures are now widely believed to depict tortured or sacrificed captives. The views at the north end of the complex are undoubtedly the best and allow you to really take in the immense scale of the city.
I don't know if it's just the fact that we're on top of a mountain that makes us feel just so big, but I don't think we've ever really been in a ruinous place. Out of all the different places we've traveled to so far, that has felt to this scale. It is just huge.
The adjacent museum contains some relics of the ancient residents of Monte Alban, but the most impressive are to be found in Oaxaca City.
In the center of town is a beautiful place to explore, the Oaxaca Museum of Culture. A convent built in the 1500s converted to a museum, connected to the Church of Santo Domingo and home to one of Mexico's greatest treasures. The museum naturally guides you towards the treasures of Tomb Number 7, one of the most extensive collections of artifacts discovered at Monte Alban. Gold gleams from every corner. The collection is stunning, but the true showstopper is the turquoise skull. A human skull, painstakingly covered in turquoise mosaic, unearthed in 1932. It's haunting, beautiful, and impossible to forget. The rest of the museum is a joy to wander through, with peaceful views looking out over the walled gardens and quiet corners that invite you to linger. A food lover's treasure, Mercado 20 de Noviembre. Smoke hangs in the air as we thread through narrow aisles, stall by stall, building our dinner from scratch. Grilled meats sizzle over open flames. Toppings shimmer with oil and heat. Tortillas are stacked warm and ready. Everyone had a role. Reese even called the shots on tortillas and took her job very seriously. You point, they cook, and it all comes together at a table tucked at the far end of the corridor. Kyle, too eager to wait, jumped in early and paid the price with a mouthful of heat he will not forget.
Oh my gosh. Just about puked there. I just took a giant bite of this thing. Probably had a whole grilled pepper. No idea what kind. Oh, my mouth is on fire right now. It's been about 5 minutes since I ate it. Oh, ow. Now that I'm alive still and haven't died, and how spicy that was, Bailey thinks it's just hilarious.
With mouth still tingling, we wandered deeper into the market, past baskets of ripe fruit, trays of roasted cricket, and sweets glazed in bees. The noise, the colors, the smells, it all carries us to Oaxaca's Zocalo, where the city spills into the streets. It's a Saturday night, and the square hums with life. Street lamps cast soft light across dancers of all types and ages swaying to live music. Nights like these make me sad to have 2 left feet, but even that didn't hold Reese and I back from joining in on the fun. And to dive in a bit more, we tried a famous local flavor of ice cream.
Flavor of leche quemado, burnt milk. So should be interesting to try out. I've never had that flavor before. What do you think?
Kind of tastes like cigarettes.
But it's good though at the same time.
It tastes like a campfire. It's very comforting.
It is.
We were starting to feel less like visitors and more like neighbors in this close-knit community. Hi, baby girl. Are you ready for another day?
If you're in Oaxaca, you're going to be eating well. We start our day with a Mexican favorite, fried tortilla simmered in salsa with cheese, onion, cream, and topped with whatever leftovers are around.
Chilequiles. That's good stuff. Fantastic.
Next, we head to the center of Oaxaca to see its cathedral. Construction began in the mid-1500s, but it wasn't finished for another 200 years, thanks to frequent earthquakes which forced changes in the design. Blending Spanish Catholic tradition with indigenous craftsmanship, it became the spiritual center of colonial Oaxaca. The breathtaking interior is filled with intricate Baroque details in gold leaf. The food scene in Oaxaca is our favorite part. For lunch, we stop at the Michelin star Los Danzantes. For our appetizer, it's a sampling of moles.
Y el mole negro, que es el más popular de todos, complejo en su preparación. Lo hacen con chile chilhuacle, chile ancho, mulato y pasilla mexicano. Le agregan chocolate.
A rich, flavorful Mexican sauce with a deep, complex taste that's both savory and sweet.
Holy smokes. Each one really does have quite a unique flavor. It's super good.
And for the main course, grilled octopus. Smoky and tender with an almost buttery texture.
Just spectacularly soft. It's so good.
And we never skip out on the dessert. Absolutely delicious.
Ooh. Very rich.
After a day of exploring the town on foot and trying to keep up with the locals, we feel we deserve a little treat. Be sure to try some of the locally sourced chocolate.
Want some chocolate?
The cocoa production in the region dates back thousands of years, and it truly is some of the best. But don't just take my word for it.
You're the brownie expert, resident chocolate brownie expert.
You need a whole pan. It's like perfectly sweet, perfectly bitter, just rich tasting, rich feeling. Delicious. Probably my top 2 or 3 chocolate indulgences ever.
Wow. This stuff will be sure to give you quite the sugar rush. All right. We're here with our driver, Alfredo.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yes. Yeah, so they believe this is the birthplace where they started to domesticate corn, one of these cities that we just passed here. So when the Spanish came, they threatened to take the gold from the indigenous, right, Alfredo? But the indigenous said, fine, you know what, you can take our gold, just don't take our corn, right? That's how much it meant to them. Just incredible.
Alfredo takes the wheel and winds us through the hills to our first stop of the day, Hierve el Agua, or boiling water. The name comes from the mineral-rich springs that bubble from the ground, but what really catches your breath are the petrified waterfalls spilling down the cliffs, frozen in motion after thousands of years. From the edge of the pools, the valley drops away and the world opens up. The Zapotec people once saw this place as sacred, a site of healing. And standing there in the quiet before the crowds arrive, it's easy to understand why. For a few minutes, it feels like the land is ours alone.
I can do this? Thumbs up.
These are some of our favorite moments traveling together as a family, when we can help our kids find pure joy in discovery.
Good job, Reese. Okay, I'll come with you.
Reese was having a blast, and she could have stayed here for hours. But it's time to hit the road again. We have more to see. Nearby is the Zapotec Sacred Center of Mitla. Much of what we see today was built in the 1300s, once a spiritual center home to priests and rulers where rituals honored the dead. Its buildings aren't grand in size, but the detail is breathtaking. Stepping inside, you'll see stone mosaics built without mortar. Just thousands of carved stones perfectly in place line the walls. Each pattern has a meaning, and each wall tells a story. Most walls were painted a vibrant red, only a few remnants of which still remain. By now, the girls have earned a break, so we follow Alfredo to his favorite barbacoa spot. Mexican barbecue of goat and lamb was waiting for us. At a family-run restaurant with warm smiles and music playing in the background. The food is rich and tender, and the welcome is even warmer. Our next stop takes us into a town that's easy to overlook, but shouldn't be. The Templo de Santa María de la Asunción is a burst of Oaxacan Baroque style, its walls covered in color and gold. This church isn't just a landmark, it's the heart of the weekend market that unfolds all around it.
We're overwhelmed with the scent of roasted corn and the warmth of tortillas fresh off the comal. We sample tejate.
It has corn.
What'd you think?
It has corn and cocoa bean. Like has a little bit of chocolate inside. You want to try it? Okay, more for me.
What'd you think, Reese?
Do you like it?
The rhythm of the market offers a glimpse into the daily heartbeat of Oaxaca. The faces we see, weathered by years of hard work, tell stories of resilience. Here in Oaxaca, poverty is a constant companion, especially in rural areas. Most people earn around $7 a day. About 60% live in poverty. Theirs is a life of hard work, yet there's a quiet, beautiful dignity that's hard to ignore. Even with comparatively little, they manage to survive, endure, and even smile. We make our way to the weaving village of Teotitlan del Valle, where we step into a weaver's workshop to learn about how the beautiful rugs and tapestries for which the region is known are created from the natural world. The wool is first washed, then carded smooth, before being spun into thread on spindles.
Like with 2 fingers.
Marigolds are ground for yellow. Small cochineal bugs are used for crimson, orange, and when mixed with lime, purple.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Here, tilt your hand up, Bills. That's so cool.
No?
No, naranja.
Wow.
Con un alcalino obtengo el tono ahora en
Morado.
morado.
Wow.
Purple. Yeah, is that purple?
Purple too.
You want purple?
Thread is soaked in indigo leaves to give the color blue. Patterns are created, and the weavers set to work layering the threads.
Okay, 2 hands.
It's a quick stop at the Tule tree, the world's widest tree, whose trunk measures in at 46 feet in diameter, or about as wide as a basketball court. It's been a long day and we are famished, so we stop for a Oaxacan comfort food specialty, tlayudas. The lightly grilled tortilla is stuffed with beans, cabbage, avocado, cheese, and meat.
That is huge. That's bigger than your face.
That is so nummy.
What do you think, Bailey?
Don't interrupt my happiness. We're in line, here to get on our bus.
After a 3-hour bus ride from Oaxaca City, we arrive in the city of Puerto Escondido. This weekend, we're treating ourselves to a little vacation from our travels, and Hotel Casa Dan turns out to be the perfect retreat. It's a little hippie haven with our own private rooftop and a pool, just a stroll from lively beach restaurants and clubs.
Goodness.
Isn't that gonna be so
Look
fun?
at that view. Wow. Beautiful.
Mari, are you gonna like it? Yeah, I think you will.
For a few days, it feels like we have our own little oasis.
Wow, good job.
We end our first day in Puerto Escondido at a beach floor restaurant, and as we wait for our meal, we are entertained by a glowing sunset and a happy toddler. Here's to the new memories we make. Kyle and I barely sleep, buzzing with excitement for the morning's adventure. At sunrise, we hop on a boat, ready to show Reese and Mari a whole new world. Within minutes, we're surrounded.
There's the whales. Reese, what do you think?
Humpback whales breaching nearby, and a pod of playful spinner dolphins swims so close it feels like we could reach out and touch them.
Where do you see them? There they are.
February in Mexico is the prime time to see these whales as they migrate from the warmer waters of South America and swim to their summer ocean waters in Alaska. They are playful and ready to show off for us this morning. Dolphins can be seen year-round along the coast and swim in large numbers. Our driver told us the pods we are seeing today are easily near 100 per group, but some dolphin pods can grow up to 1,000 in number.
Oh, are they fat?
Traveling with young kids has always been worth it to us, but now that Reese is old enough to take it all in, and really take it in, we notice a shift. In her, in ourselves, every "look, Mom," and "Dad, did you see that?" fills us with an incredible sense of purpose. These are the moments that make all of the effort so deeply and beautifully worth it. Moments where we feel the world expanding not just around us, but within us as a family.
We grab a couple of plastic chairs, sink our feet into the sand, and order a late breakfast.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, that's delicious.
What is it?
It's like a sweetbread with stuffed with bananas and cheese, like cream cheese. It tastes like a pie. It's so warm too. Me gusta Mexico.
Bailey and I weren't thinking straight this morning and totally spaced it on grabbing our breakfast. That's the thing with Mexico. The good food comes to you, huh, Bailey?
Bellies full, we stretch out under the sun. The beach hums with life. Kids laughing, fishermen hauling in the morning's catch. Locals and leathered gringos wander by, barefoot and easygoing. If Mexico has taught us anything, it's that folks here know how to slow down and enjoy life. People waved, smiled, and stopped to chat. Maybe it had to do with the baby strapped to my chest, but either way, we felt most welcome.
Now that was some good people watching.
Just down the beach is the turtle release camp, where baby olive ridley turtles hatch and make their way to the sea. And Reese, she couldn't wait. The group circles up as a guide explains. Only about 1 in 1,000 of these little guys survive to adulthood.
Mine is named...
His name's Spidey. Very softly. Good, soft. Yep, say go, Spidey. Oh, he's going.
Still, I don't know. I've got a feeling about this one. This one might just beat the odds.
Say bye, turtles. Oh, is the water gonna get them?
And when that first wave rolls in and pulls one of them home, the whole beach exhales a sigh of relief. The ocean's not far, but to them it must feel like miles.
Good luck in the water, turtle. Good luck growing up. It's hard to grow big, huh, Reese?
Reese is disappointed when she finds out she won't see her turtle friend again. But that lasts about 30 seconds until a new group of friends show up.
Should we go put it in the water now?
Can you blow it a kiss?
Good luck.
Good luck, turtle.
They say that years from now, after crossing whole oceans, these turtles will return to this very stretch of sand to lay eggs of their own. And that part, that hits home.
Bailey doesn't want to let our little turtles go someday. Don't worry, Bailey. There's a 1 in 1,000 chance our kids survive in the wild.
But for now, they're all mine, and I wouldn't trade this moment for anything.
For our last day, we leave our luggage at Casadans and we visit Playa Carres Leo. It's not easy to wrap up our time in Puerto Escondido, so we spend our last few hours doing what we love most in Mexico, soaking in the stunning scenery, being surrounded by relaxed and joyful locals, and eating absolutely everything that lands on the table. Even little Reese is starting to get the hang of the lifestyle. She's thriving out here.
You look so comfy.
Oh yeah.
That's my girl.
Other finger. This Henry.
There it is.
Hey. Here we go, Reese. We're headed out. Headed to our next spot, San Agustinillo.
We run into our old friend and driver from our time in Oaxaca City. Thanks to a miracle, he offers to drive us to our next stop, the dreamy beach village of San Agustinillo.
Think of this place.
Okay.
Is this our new house?
There's our little bed here. We got our own little bathroom here.
We stay in beachfront cabañas, just 10 steps from the ocean, where the rhythm of the waves becomes a soundtrack to our days and nights. It's the kind of place that off-the-beaten-path beach lovers fantasize about. We've been holding her hand every step of the way, but this time, we let go. She started running and splashing, testing her own courage in those little waves. Watching her figure it out on her own was one of those small moments that just felt big. Soon she's off and running. She looks back, eyeing each tiny footprint in the sand like a puzzle she didn't know she was a part of.
Reese and I are here enjoying dinner by ourselves. She's a very cute date, but I do miss Bailey. Hey Reese, what kind of food do you want? Here you go. Okay. Alrighty. Woohoo! Alright, are we gonna go play in the sand today? Yeah, we are. You can get as dirty as you want. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is just fantastic. This is gonna be an awesome day. I can't wait to just let you loose. Here it is, yeah. Oh.
No, she can't see it.
Oh, okay.
After a good, hearty breakfast, we head straight for the beach. We stretch out under the sun, let our legs rest, and take turns dipping our toes in the waves.
Mari, this is your first time at the beach. Oh. What do you think, Mar? Yay! Oh no! You didn't like it. Rissy, where are we going? We're gonna go on a boat to see alligators and birds?
The guides here are locals from the nearby village. Most are part of a small community-run ecotourism group that's been protecting this area for years. We climb into narrow, hand-paddled boats, no motors allowed, and drift through the mangroves. The lagoon is quiet. The water is dark, stained by the roots and leaves of the trees. Crocodiles hunt for prey and iguanas lounge overhead. We stop at a small island tucked inside the lagoon. It's home to a conservation area where they care for young crocodiles, monkeys, and a few of the region's native deer. Everyone gets their turn for an up-close encounter.
Good job, Reese. You're being so brave. Alright, we're headed up Punta Cometa to catch the sunset.
Welcome to Punta Cometa, one of the most magical spots on the Oaxacan coast and the southernmost point in the entire state. This rocky headland juts out into the Pacific like an arm reaching for the horizon, offering front row seats to some of the most breathtaking sunrises and sunsets in Mexico. You can see both from this point.
Rise up here.
The trail to the point is narrow but well kept, making it an easy adventure for families. Even with kids in tow, we didn't have any trouble, and the views made every step worth it.
Here we go, headed down to the beach.
But the real highlight? Watching the golden light of sunset catch our girls' red hair. It was like they were lit from within. Pure magic. As we wandered along the bluff, we kept close watch on both the glowing horizon and our curious little explorers, especially near the edge.
Thank you.
Wow, let me see that, Reese.
That was kind. Thank you.
There we go.
After soaking in the beauty and working up an appetite, we stumbled on a hidden gem. A French-Mexican fusion restaurant tucked nearby.
All right, Bailey. What did you order?
Caracoles
Yep.
de porcoña
All right.
con champignon, which is mushroom. I understood that one. But Kyle ordered the other one, so I figured I should order the other option.
I won't tell you what it is until after the meal. Bailey. Caracoles. You finished the whole thing.
Happily, too. It was delicious.
So-
The garlic was so nice. It was well salted.
So it's garlicky. So what do the French eat that have a lot of garlic?
Oh crap, was that the snails?
Yeah.
Oh crap. It's delicious.
We lived in France for like 2 months and you avoided snails at all costs.
I didn't avoid them. They
And
just
now
never
in
naturally crossed my path.
Mexico, they got you.
But you know what? I would order it again. But no, snails, I can do that. That's delicious.
We make our way to the country's vibrant and exciting capital, Mexico City. We chose to stay in the Roma Condesa neighborhood for its leafy streets, great food, relaxed vibe, and easy access to everything Mexico City has to offer. After dropping our bags, we set out to explore. Pedestrian-friendly streets lead you to El Zócalo, one of the biggest public squares in the world. The massive cathedral towers on one side, and on the other, the National Palace. This is where Mexico City all began. The Aztecs built here, the Spanish took over, and today it's still pulsing with energy. Local healers perform a limpia, a spiritual cleansing rooted in indigenous tradition. You'll find men in warrior costumes ready for photo ops, though Reese definitely wasn't a fan.
Yeah, you're very brave, Reese. That was hard, I know. I'll give it to him right here.
Luckily, nothing an ice cream can't fix.
Oh, that looks just perfect, huh?
The adjacent cathedral was built by the Spanish over the ruins of an Aztec temple, using stones taken from what they destroyed. It took nearly 250 years to complete, becoming a symbol and a monument to Mexico's layered, complicated history. Just around the corner, ancient ruins rise out of the ground at Templo Mayor. The temple here was once the size of the Colosseum in Rome. You walk along raised paths, looking down at what was once the sacred heart of the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. It's easy to imagine the sounds of drums echoing off the steps, smoke rising from the rituals while thousands gather for ceremonies. The Aztecs built Tenochtitlan on an island in the middle of Lake Texcoco. They saw it as sacred, chosen by prophecy, and turned it into a thriving city using a mix of ingenuity and sheer determination. To make the land fertile, they created floating gardens, made by stacking mud and reeds into rectangular plots. These plots were incredibly productive, allowing them to grow maize, beans, and squash year-round. Waterways acted as streets, aqueducts brought clean water, and causeways connected the island to the mainland. Against all odds, they built a powerful empire, one that stunned the Spanish when they arrived.
El Cardinal is one of those places you hear about over and over, and for good reason. Their hot chocolate is rich, thick, and worth every sip. I hurry to take the first before I know I have to turn it over to my chocolate-loving toddler.
Oh, it's very hot.
It's pretty bitter.
Not bitter, but not sugary. Like, it's like naturally sweet, and then they've left it in that. It tastes like cocoa powder and like fresh milk.
Cool. That is easily the best mole dish I've had so far. That is so dang good. Sweet, tender, juicy, oh, everything you want. Just amazing.
Mari and I barely find a space on a park bench in the Alameda Park, so Kyle and Reese wander off to explore the fountain in the center, enjoying the surprisingly warm February sun. We duck into the alleyways behind the park, winding through plazas and markets. A quick detour through Chinatown holds even more surprises for us.
Nothing about those colors is natural. It's like a dumpling. Jelly-filled dumpling.
That's pretty good. Thumbs up.
We stop for a snack. Churros from our favorite spot, El Moro. If you haven't noticed already from our time in Spain, churros hold a very special place in our hearts.
Holy smokes, that's amazing.
Where are we going today? You don't know? Are we going to a castle?
The next day, we head to Chapultepec Park, Mexico City's vast green heart. Towering above it all is Chapultepec Castle. Its name comes from the Aztec word meaning hill of the grasshopper. Over time, the castle has been a summer home, a military college, and a residence to European emperors and Mexican presidents. Since the 1940s, it's served as the National History Museum, holding centuries of Mexico stories. Visitors of all ages pile around to peer into the gorgeous rooms and pause for live music and beautiful rooftop garden views. We wish we had more time to spend here.
Yay, we did it!
Just across the park, the National Museum of Anthropology welcomes us with a striking Tree of Life column and immersive waterfall. We join a small personal tour and travel back through time to the eras of the Maya, Aztec, Olmec, and Zapotec. We marvel at the hand-carved stones telling ancient legends. Massive sacrificial altars that make us shiver in our imagination of their use. And the famous Aztec calendar, a towering stone disc etched with Aztec cosmic symbolism, marking the cycles of time and the gods that ruled them. It's amazing to think all these treasures were discovered scattered across the country, now beautifully preserved to connect us with the past. But the past isn't locked away here. It's alive and just outside the museum doors. People with indigenous roots expressing their hearts through song, dance, and clothing fill the plaza, proudly sharing their heritage. It's especially moving to see a young group of students sitting side by side, strong and united, showing their hope for all to work together to keep their culture alive for generations to come.
We set out early for Teotihuacan, about an hour drive northeast of Mexico City.
Last one. Good job.
Nice.
The air was still cool when we arrived, and the morning sun lit up the massive Pyramid of the Sun. It's one of the largest pyramids in the world, and from the base, it looks more like a mountain than something built by hand. This was the beating heart of a civilization that predated the Aztecs. No one knows exactly who built Teotihuacan, but by 400 AD, it was a major power, home to more than 100,000 people in one of the largest cities in the Americas. We took our time walking the Avenue of the Dead, the ancient spine of this once thriving city. Its scale still stuns. Vast plazas, multi-level pyramids, and long ceremonial roads perfectly aligned with the stars. In the plaza of the Pyramid of the Moon, the acoustics are so precise that a single clap can echo back with an eerie bird-like sound.
No way.
It changes the tone.
We set up an acoustics test of our own.
So the acoustics here are so good, I could stand in one edge of the courtyard and hear Bailey talking normally from the center. Just incredible. Now it's my turn to give them some instructions from the center. Let's see if they can hear me. Bailey, If you can hear me, act like monkeys.
Kind of cool.
Just off the main avenue, our guide led us into one of Teotihuacan's residential palaces, a space once reserved for the elite. Inside, striking red murals cover the walls, telling vivid stories of ball games, rituals, and human sacrifice. You could feel the weight of ceremony in the air as jaguar warriors and mythic figures danced across the stone. In fact, although we see gray stone today, the entire city was once covered in vibrant murals and paint, reds, blues, and yellows. At a smaller temple, we stopped to see the Temple of the Feathered Serpent.
All right, so we're going up.
The stone carvings are worn but fierce. Rows of serpents with gaping jaws stare out from the walls. Archaeologists found mass graves beneath it, hinting at human sacrifices.
Oh boy, that is steep. Reese just told me I need to put my arms out to help me balance. Can you help me, Reese? Put your arms out. Oh, good. We're balancing.
Dusty and burnt, we look back once more at the ancient pyramids rising in the distance and can't help but smile. What an incredible day. Now back in Mexico City, we stop by a mouth-watering local favorite, El Pescadito, for some mouth-watering shrimp and fish tacos.
Best tacos we've had in Mexico so far, right here. This is good stuff.
For our last day in Mexico, we head to the heart of Mexico City to the Palacio de Bellas Artes to catch a Mexican folk ballet. Have you ever seen a venue so breathtaking?
That like rivals things we've seen.
Oh, it's fantastic.
We settle into seats on the upper balcony, surrounded by stunning stained glass and intricate architecture. Dance after dance, we find ourselves leaning further in, captivated by the colorful costumes and traditional dances from different regions and eras of Mexico. Our kids amaze us by sitting through the whole performance, eyes glued to the stage. And somehow, despite all the spinning dancers, none of us get dizzy. After the ballet, we decide to explore one of the many nearby Sunday markets. We all hop onto a little tuk-tuk and ask the driver to take us to the closest one. Everywhere we turn, vendors are selling fresh food and handmade souvenirs. We find a tasty lunch and end up treating ourselves to some adorable souvenirs for our girls. That night, we dive into a very different but equally iconic Mexican experience, Lucha Libre, at Arena Mexico. Sunday family nights mean the seats are open almost anywhere, and we find a great spot close enough to the action. With earplugs in place, we watch the luchadores' incredible moves and vibrant costumes light up the ring. I figured my tender-hearted girls would prefer the ballet, but they get swept up in the excitement, cheering along with the crowd and staying engaged from the opening bell to the final match.
Lucha Mari, luchadora Mari.
With heavy hearts and even heavier backpacks, we say goodbye to this vibrant city, a place that has become a home away from home.
Are you ready, Reese? Yeah? Is that heavy or can you carry it?
Mexico challenged what we thought we knew and gave us something far richer in return. We came as visitors and leave having been forever changed with a far deeper respect for the history, food, and people who call Mexico home. Journey along with us by subscribing. If you liked this video, consider checking out our extended version of this travel vlog or enjoying our bonus content on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and as always, dream big and enjoy the journey.